Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel Planning with Kristen. If you are new, welcome. I hope you come back. I talk about planners, productivity, unboxings, giving my honest, brutally honest opinions on everything that has to do with the planning community. If you are back, thank you for tuning back in. The title of this video is How to Organize Your Life While Homeschooling. I asked this question on my YouTube community page, which I need to start using more, by the way. Like, would you want a video on this? And a lot of people said yes. So I have my notebooks in my trusty Marilyn Monroe notebook, and I'm going to tell you how to do this. Now, these tips work for me, but I figured they were universal. They could work for you. I don't know if it may work if you are homeschooling multiple children, okay? But it's been trial and error ever since this started. Our stay in order started March 18th, the day after St. Patrick's Day. So we've been doing this a little over a month. We did, first we had packets for 2 weeks because originally we were supposed to go back to, I keep saying we were supposed to go back to school April 14th, that Tuesday after Easter. That did not happen. It got extended to May 5th and then it was closed. So we've been on Google Classroom for about 2 weeks now. And I want to talk about like the trial and error going from the packets to Google Classroom and what's working for me now. Because I know a lot of us as parents, we're struggling. We're in a weird place. We don't know what to do, especially parents who are working from home or have to leave the home and still have to make sure their children do their work. I feel for you. I am not in that position, but it's still stressful. So let me get my notes. All right. Okay. Get my glasses on so I can read, okay? The first thing you need to do is you need to get a routine, okay? If you don't have a routine, you need to get one, okay? And the best way for you to get a routine is to have a planner. I am big on routines. I'm huge on them because it's consistency. You know what to expect. And when you have a good routine that's consistent, adding something to it is going to take some adjustment. But if you don't have a routine, especially with homeschooling, I don't know how you are doing it, but you have to get a routine. Okay. So if you don't have one, you're watching this video, think about the things that you do every single day. Think about the things that you have to insert into your schedule, maybe a couple of times a week, 3 times a week, and figure out what needs to be done first and then go down the line. I am a huge fan of 5 minutes or less. If it takes 5 minutes or less to do, get that done and out of the way, okay? Let me get my glasses on so I can read this next tip. Get up an hour and a half, okay, before your child's school starts. Do that, okay? So I had got an email from the teacher for Alyssa and basically said, kids need to be ready to go by 9 a.m. There is no, for Google Classroom, there is no time where you start and then you click done when you're finished. It's kind of just like you do the work and the teacher checks it. So I get up at 8:30 Monday through Friday. It's better than getting up at 7, I tell you that. I get up at 8:30 and I check my daughter into Google Classroom. She has to check in that she's here. I get up and this is what I do. My next step is to tell you, you get up an hour and a half, okay? And what you need to do is the first thing you do when you get up, look at your routine, look at your planner, okay? And see what needs to be done that day. Even though I already had it written for a week and I probably checked it before I go to bed, I always look at it the first thing in the morning. I make my coffee. The reason why I say get up an hour and a half before your child starts school or before you wake them up, so you can wake up and you can see what needs to be done. And you can even get started on things before your child wakes up. And by the time they get up, you've already finished a couple of things, maybe more depending on what it is, and you can get them started with their schoolwork. Okay, so please don't wake up right when it's time to check in because you're going to be scrambling like, oh my God, I got to do this. If you wake up an hour and a half before they start school, you can get things done. Okay. All right. The next thing you do, write down every single subject that your child is doing, okay? So I'm going to flip to what Alyssa has done. And I have the hourly planner, which is great. I brought this in here so you guys can see. All right, where are we at? This is the current week. This is the current week right here. Right here. And the way it's written is the way the teacher sent it to me. She just did like the first thing they do and go down. And it doesn't mean it needs to be in that order. She sent it, which is a good idea, if you are a parent of a child who needs structure. So she'll say start at this time, end at this time. It's, you're at home, you don't ever know what's going on. Parents can be doing something for work and kids have to get started later. That's it. Teachers just want the work turned in. So write down every single subject that your child has to do, whether it's in a planner or a notebook. And the next thing you are going to do is this, okay? I should write down everything. The things your child doesn't need help with, this is the time to get your stuff done, okay? So what I do is we have, Alyssa has a subject called ELA, which is English Language Arts. And what she has to do every single morning, there is a writing prompt. The teacher puts out a prompt and she asks a question and you have to give 20 sentences. Alyssa can do this. I don't need to be there to help her. Now, she may have a question of what else to add. That's fine. But at this time, this is when I can go start laundry or I can start dishes or, look at what I need to do for Patreon or for YouTube or whatever, reply to emails if I need to. This is the time to do things that I need to do. So my best advice to you, have your child get started on the work that they don't need any help in. Because while they're doing that, you can get your stuff done. And then when it comes time to help them, you've already got a majority of your stuff done. And I don't know if anybody's running errands right now, but if your child is old enough to stay home, my husband is home. So if I needed to go out, I could go out and be back by the time she gets home. So I know that doesn't work for everyone. You may have younger children that you don't leave home. So like I said, this is what works for me. So you can get the things done for you if you schedule all of their easier classes where they don't need help. All right. When it's time for me to go in there and help Alyssa, and it's usually with the math, I try to make sure all my important stuff that I needed to do are done. I am a stickler, you guys know this, for getting chores done, for keeping my house clean. So by the time I help her with math, which is about 12:30 or so, my whole house needs to be clean. It does. It turns into a game. You can even set an alarm, set an alarm for 10 minutes and see how much you get done. So by the time I need to help Alyssa with math, I make sure my most important things are done. And that's everything with every category in my life. I try to make sure that's all done by the time 12:30 gets here. Okay. Next up. All right. School hours vary at home. Alyssa starts at 9:45 and 10. She's done by 12:31 p.m. So I want to elaborate on that. She starts about 9:45, and the way her teacher wrote out the schedule is there's a lunch break in between. Alyssa is like, I just want to start it and finish it. She gets that from me and her dad. So she doesn't take a lunch break. So we just zoom past everything and she's done like right at 1:00. She's done. And it's great because we're done. Go have your free time. Go do what you want to do. So depending on your child, you may have to take a break after every single subject. And that's perfectly fine. All kids do not learn the same. Okay. So when Alyssa is done, that is time for her to go do her chores, do hygiene. Like if she needs a shower, I mean, she's brushed her teeth already, but like if she needs a shower or whatever, put on some clothes for the day. When she's doing this, I'm checking on Haley. Haley is a senior graduating this year. She doesn't really need my help, but I do have another child to make sure that they do their work. This is the time where little things that didn't get done, this is when I do it. This is about the time where I may place an Instacart order, may talk to Aaron about what's for dinner, what are we doing for the week, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. That's when I get, other things done. All right. So what you want to do, the most important thing is, get your child on a schedule, wake them up around the same time every single day, and then work around their schedule. That is what I did. I used to have hourly blocks before this all happened. And Erin Condren sells the hourly washi tape, if you did not know. I used to do hourly blocks for my routine. Now I had to take that away. and insert it into Alyssa's schedule. So like I said before, get the easiest classes out of the way. That way in the morning time, you can get done with whatever you're doing, and then you're done for the day. I'm usually done with everything that I need to do around the house by 1 o'clock. I'm done. And that includes, going back and forth to make sure Alyssa's on track, making sure Haley's on track, and cleaning and getting a workout in. So I do a lot before 12. That way I have the entire day to do absolutely nothing. Okay. So I want to tell, how you guys, I brought some things in here to help you. I already showed the planner. If you're watching this, I'm hoping you do have a planner. That's what we have in common. All right. This is on Erin Conjur's website. I got this in a seasonal surprise box, but I believe it is on the website and you can customize the top. This is a cleaning checklist, but this checklist can be for anything. So get yourself something like this and you can write down what your child has to do each day. Alyssa just had a test. So on a Friday, I would just wrote a test. Write down everything your child needs to do, and then take another sheet and then write down everything you need to do, and then compare them. So get a checklist. It doesn't have to be this one. I just brought this in here because I have it and I love Erin Condren. Get yourself a checklist. Go by the checklist. Do everything 5 minutes or less first, okay? The next thing I showed you guys is the hourly planner. And I know by the time you see this, the new hourly planner is out. I'm not buying it. I'm using this through and through. An hourly planner has really helped me when it comes to Alyssa. Before we did the packet, when we're doing the packets, before there was like a schedule, I had to make a schedule. And like I said earlier, that is very, very important. So get yourself an hourly planner if you need to and schedule things. Another thing that you can do, I'm going to show you another thing that you can do. Color coordinate, okay? If you are putting everything into one planner, my best advice is to color coordinate. Like have blue for one kid, have green for you, have red for another. That way when you look at it, you know exactly who is doing what. And that way you're not like, I don't know who's doing math, who's doing health. And so I had Haley in blue, I had them together in orange, and I had Alyssa in purple. And I got some water right there, but it worked out really, really nice. So color coordinate. Another thing I want to tell you guys what you should get, and it's already on sale. All right. You can still get it, but it is the teacher planner. Okay. If I had a 2019-2020 teacher planner, I would have moved in there already, especially with all the subjects going on. I would have moved in there, but I'm not. I am making do with my hourly and my vertical, and when July gets here, it is on. But the teacher planner has so many, it's great. It's going to work great for what I'm doing. And this is what it looks like. I have a whole video on it that I will link down below. I love the teacher planner because you can put all of your kids' categories, and every single day you can say what they need to do. All right. So I just wanted to do this video to let you guys know what I do. How I've organized my life. I still get a lot of anxiety from it because it's still new and every day can be unpredictable. But as far as getting Alyssa up at the same time every single day, getting her done with work, keeping her on the same subject, every single day at the same time, it has really helped. And I love this teacher planner because this is what I was going to say. I almost forgot. I don't know how school is going to be this fall. I don't know if they're going to send all kids back to school this fall. We don't know what the summer. I'm hoping that things go back to normal. That is my hope. But if things do not go back to normal, I do have this that I can use on top of putting everything in my life in this planner, which is why I got it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you have any video ideas, leave them down below. I am going to put something in my community tab, like what videos do you guys want to see? I do have some content coming up for May. So